reunited across time. Book woke with a gasp, the air thick with the scent of rain and ancient stone. A recurring dream plagued him, a vision of a majestic forest bathed in moonlight, and a figure with eyes like molten gold. He dismissed it as a trick of his overactive imagination, a student at a prestigious academy for mystics tasked with protecting the veil between the human realm and the other world. Yet, one day, while on an expedition, Book stumbled upon a hidden tomb. Inside, a magnificent sarcophagus pulsed with a strange energy. Drawn by an unseen force, Book touched it. The world dissolved into chaos, and he awoke disoriented in a dusty crypt. He soon discovered this wasn't a tomb but a hidden section of the academy. An ancient vampire, his face an ageless canvas of power and sorrow, emerged from the shadows. This was Phos, a legend whispered about in hushed tones, cursed to an eternity of twilight. Phos recognized Book instantly. In Book's emerald eyes, he saw echoes of his long-lost love, a powerful mage named Rowan who had sacrificed himself centuries ago to seal away a malevolent entity threatening both worlds. The entity, known as the Gloom Weaver, was stirring again. Book, skeptical at first, slowly accepted the truth. Memories, fragmented and hazy, began to surface. He felt an unexplainable pull towards Phos, a warmth that defied the vampire's chilling aura. As they delved into ancient texts and unearthed secrets, their bond deepened. Phos trained Book in the forgotten magic used to defeat the Gloom Weaver, a magic Rowan had mastered. Book, in turn, reconnected Phos with the human world and the beauty it held. Their investigation took a dangerous turn when they discovered someone was sabotaging their efforts. An unseen force manipulated the shadows, leaving cryptic messages and unleashing minor creatures from the other world. This force, weakened by the constant battle within him, grew vulnerable. Book, fueled by a desire to protect him, trained with even more fervor. One night, under the silver glow of the moon, a heated argument erupted. Book accused Phos of pushing him too hard, ignoring his own limitations. Phos, his fangs bared, revealed a truth that shattered Book. The entity was not just manipulating them, it possessed someone at the academy, someone Book trusted. The revelation brought them closer. In the face of betrayal, their bond solidified. They devised a plan, a dangerous gambit. Using Book's newly learned abilities and Phos's waning strength, they lured the Gloom Weaver out during a rare solar eclipse, the one time its power was diminished. The battle raged within the hidden chamber. Book channeled the magic, a torrent of emerald light clashing with the Gloom Weaver's inky tendrils. Just as the entity gained the upper hand, Phos lunged forward, shielding Book with his own body. The impact ripped through their defenses. In that moment, a surge of powerful magic erupted from Book, fueled by love and grief. The entity was banished back into the other world, its screams echoing in silence. Phos lay unconscious, pale and cold. Book cradled him, tears streaming down his face. As the first rays of sunlight touched Phos's skin, a faint warmth returned. He opened his eyes, a new golden light in their depths. The curse was broken. Phos was mortal once more, weakened but free. In the aftermath, they confessed their feelings that had grown under the cloak of danger. Their love, a bond forged across lifetimes, stood strong against the darkness. The academy, no longer harboring a traitor, became their haven. Book and Phos, together, embraced their future, mystics and lovers, forever bound by destiny and the magic that flowed between them. Weeks turned into months, the once dusty crypt transformed into a haven for Book and Phos. Sunlight filtered through stained glass windows, cast a warm glow on the ancient texts they pored over. The air crackled with a tension that was both comfortable and electrifying. Book finally understood the whispered legends about Phos's past, the unparalleled power, the stoicism that masked a fierce loyalty. He also saw the vulnerability Phos had kept hidden, a vulnerability that only bloomed in the privacy of their chamber. One evening, as the last vestiges of daylight faded, Book found Force tracing the lines of an intricate binding spell on a brittle scroll. "This seems powerful," Book said, his voice soft. Force looked up, the golden flecks in his eyes stained the firelight. "It's a ward against possession. With the gloom weaver banished, copycats might emerge." He gestured towards the worn leather chair beside him. "Care to join me?" Book settled in, the worn leather cool against his skin. Their shoulders brushed, sending a jolt of electricity through him. He cleared his throat, forcing his gaze back to the scroll. "What are the ingredients?" "Some rare herb I need to brave a monster-infested swamp for." Force chuckled, the sound low and warm. "Nothing so dramatic, thankfully, though a bit of moonstone wouldn't hurt." Emboldened by the playful tone, Book tilted his head towards Force, their faces inches apart. "Is that why you kept staring at the sky all afternoon?" A slow smile spread across Force's face. Perhaps he leaned in further, his breath a whisper against Book's lips. "There's another use for moonstone, you know." Book's pulse quickened. He'd only ever dreamt of moments like this, stolen glances and near touches in the dimly lit library. Force's touch, when it came, was surprisingly gentle, a calloused thumb tracing the soft skin beneath Book's eye. "You glow under the moon," Force murmured, his voice husky. His other hand cupped Book's face, the warmth radiating through his touch. Book closed his eyes, intoxicated by the sensation. Their first kiss was hesitant at first, a brush of lips that sent shivers down Book's spine. Then a spark ignited, the kiss deepened, fueled by a long-suppressed longing. Force, despite his centuries of existence, was surprisingly inexperienced. Book, emboldened by Force's dependence, explored his lips and neck, leaving a trail of hot kisses that sent shivers down the vampire's newly human spine. Force's hand slipped under Book's shirt, the touch sending a jolt through him. It was a forbidden exploration, a dance on the edge of a power Book barely understood. But as their breaths mingled and moans escaped Force's lips, Book knew he wanted to explore every inch of the man he loved. His past life as Rowan a distant echo compared to the fierce present of Force. The intimacy, however, was tinged with a shadow. Force, despite his newfound humanity, still possessed the remnants of his vampiric past, heightened senses, and a relentless hunger. As their passion peaked, a pang of guilt flickered across Book's mind. Force pulled back, his face etched with concern. "Are you all right?" he asked, his voice ragged. Book swallowed, forcing a smile. "Just." "Surprised by your strength," he lied. Force's golden eyes bored into him. "I know deceit when I hear it." Book's tone was gentle, laced with a hint of sadness. Book met his gaze, his heart heavy. "I don't want to hurt you," he confessed. Force cupped his face, his touch both comforting and grounding. "We can learn our limits together," he said, his voice a low murmur. "Just know, Book, that you are the only one who can hurt me now." And in that quiet understanding, under the watchful gaze of the moonstones they had gathered, Book found a love that transcended lifetimes, a love that promised exploration, learning, and a future they would build together. As Force's words echoed in the dimly lit chamber, a new kind of tension filled the air. The playful teasing had morphed into a raw, primal desire, fueled by the lingering hunger that thrummed beneath Force's humanity. Book, his own desire a raging inferno, knew they needed to tread carefully. "Tell me what you want," Book breathed, his voice husky with unspoken need. Force's gaze dropped to Book's lips, lingered for a moment, then traveled down his body, taking in the way the firelight danced across his bare arms and chest. A slow smile played on his lips. "Show me," he said, his voice a low rumble. Book, emboldened, stood and began to undress, each deliberate movement a silent invitation. Force watched, his eyes gleaming with a mix of hunger and something deeper, a vulnerability that made Book's breath catch. As the last article of clothing fell away, Book stood before Force, feeling both exposed and strangely empowered. Force's breath hitched, his gaze lingering on the way the moonlight sculpted Book's body. Slowly, Force reached out, his touch sending a jolt of electricity through Book. His fingertips traced a path down Book's arm, sending shivers cascading down his spine. They moved together, a dance of exploration. Book relished the way Force explored his body, his every touch leaving a trail of desire in its wake. However, the remnants of Force's past lingered. His touch, despite its tenderness, held an edge of primal hunger. A flicker of fear crossed Book's mind, but before he could voice it, Force spoke. "Tell me your limits," Bookie said, his voice a low rasp. "Show me where I can touch, where I can't." Book took a deep breath, his trust in Force overriding the fear. He guided Force's hands, explored the boundaries of his own pleasure, and learned the subtle differences between a caress and a bite. Force's human side struggled against the vestiges of his vampiric hunger as their passion reached a fever pitch. Book, sensing his struggle, held him close, whispering reassurances and urging him to pace himself. The climax, when it came, was a beautiful chaos, a blend of raw pleasure and tender connection. As they lay entwined in the aftermath, their bodies slick with sweat, a newfound understanding bloomed between them. Their love, they realized, wouldn't be confined to the conventional. It was a love forged in the fires of the other world, a love that embraced humanity's tenderness and the primal desires that lingered from a past life. The following days were filled with a newfound intimacy. They explored each other's bodies with a newfound reverence, learning the boundaries of their connection. Book discovered the pleasure of leaving faint love bites on Force's sensitive skin, knowing that, unlike a human, they wouldn't leave a lasting mark. In return, Force, with his heightened senses, learned to map the constellations of pleasure on Book's body with a touch so light it bordered on telepathic. Their love became a secret language, a shared experience transcending spoken words. It was a sanctuary in the face of the threats they faced, a reminder that even in the darkest corners of the other world, their love would be a beacon of light.